Hi, it's John from Kittle's Fine Art, and we're going to draw my dog Freddy. We're going to start with a kind of almost like a jelly bean shape here. And again, this is a cartoon version of Freddy. And so we've got our little jelly bean shape here, and we're going to put a little bit of an oval. Remember, everything especially when we do cartoons, we like to start off with those just simple geometric shapes. So we got a little bit of a head here. We're going to put his ears in and just kind of lay those out. There we go. Just get him. All right. So we're going to do Fred here. Fred's kind of a small dog, so we're going to put short little legs on him. And doing construction lines right now. A lot of these will get erased as we go. But what we need to do is we need to establish kind of where he's just going to be standing and looking at us. And so let's, as I go, I'm going to be putting in little details here and there, and that's a little fur on the back of his leg here. I'm going to readjust some of these lines as I draw, and constantly readjusting and drawing. Let's put an oval in for his nose. There we go. My lines really kind of look messy at times because they're just sketches. So we sketch all of our lines in to begin with, and like his nose won't end up being quite big. See how I'm kind of rounding it out? All right, he's going to be smiling, and so let's draw his upper lip here. There we go. And we're going to put in his lower jaw or lower lip area. We're going to put a tongue in. It's always fun to have the dog's tongues hanging out a little bit. And then as I draw in here, I'm just going to put a little tooth down here at the bottom. And we're going to finish out his little mouth. All right, so let's take a look here. Let's go in. Let's give him some eyebrows. That'll give him, when we draw the eyes and things like that, we can, and we'll do it in another lesson with just about eyes. But the eyes and the eyebrows really tell a big story about how the animal or person is that you're drawing. So he's happy, so his eyebrows are kind of just in a happy position. So we're going to just put in a little bit more detail here and there with some more fur. We're going to detail out the ears a little more, give them a little bit more. Notice how I'm drawing a little bit heavier. I'm just using my trusty number 2 pencil. One of my favorite things to draw with is just a regular number 2 pencil. It doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be a special pencil. Sometimes I'll use some of the darker lead pencils, but in this case we're going to draw with our number 2. Let's adjust a few of these lines. There we go. We're going to draw his little belly in underneath here. Make sure that kind of lines up with the one coming out the front to his chest. Give a little bit more line, heavier lines for his legs. Let's create a little bit more of a leg here. There we go. So now he needs his tail. He has kind of a round, kind of curly tail in a way. It just kind of has a curl to it. So we're going to kind of sketch that in like that. And he needs his feet, so since he's a cartoon, we're just going to put 3 little toes on each foot. Kind of over accentuating the toes. Alright, that looks pretty good. Kind of get those lined out. That one's pretty good. Yeah, let's get some of these construction lines out of here and really see what we're looking at. Some of these lines will adjust even further. Notice I'll take some out like that. Kind of rework it a little bit. When I don't like something, I just go ahead and erase it and just redo things. That's why we have erasers. We can change things at will. And that's why we usually sketch in pencil first before we ink, if we ink. It's up to you if you want to ink or not. All inking is going over our lines with some ink, and then we can erase the pencil lines out if we want. Or you can actually put another piece of paper over your pencil drawing and ink on that and use it as a tracing. So there's lots of different ways you can do that if you wish. Let's get these eyes in here. Let's draw the eyes in. Let's put a little color in here, a little shine mark. So notice how I just left that little white oval there. That's going to be a shine mark in his eye. And we're just going to color the rest of the eye in dark. You can put a pupil in there if you want, but you know, for the way I like to draw animals or the dogs, I like to do just kind of almost like a black jelly bean eye and a big black jelly bean nose with a little shine mark on it. So as we continue going here, we're gonna get little details around the mouth. And then we're going to go heavy line a few areas, and as we go we'll again erase out different construction lines as we go as well. Certain lines just don't need to be there anymore. So I'm just going to erase out some of these lines, and if I erase just a regular line that I want to keep, I'll just put it back. It's not a big deal. So Freddy has what looks like a little dark mustache under his nose. So I'm going to put that in there right there and get rid of some more of this. And yeah, this back line's just a little too thick, a little too not exactly what I wanted. So I'm just going to slowly, sometimes you can't, there we go, that's a little bit better. So let's get rid of this under part here. I don't like that. The little ankle bone isn't quite in the right spot. There we go. Let's put that back up a little higher. Solid these lines back in there. Let's get that belly line nice and solid. Start kind of shading in this little leg underneath there. Shade this paw. Keep it separate from that front paw. The reason why we sometimes shade things in like that is to give a little depth and to separate the legs from one another. I'm going to use a smudge stick here and just kind of smudge in the areas that I shaded. Then I'll go back and clean those up with an eraser if I need to. I'm going to put a little collar on him. He's got quite a bit of fur. He's kind of a fluffy dog. So you don't usually see his whole collar. You just see where the tag sticks out a little bit, his dog tag. So I'm going to color that in as well. Just the collar a little bit. Maybe put a little fur on the outside here. Let's finish up the tongue. Let's darken in the mouth behind it. So again, gives it a little bit of depth. His ears are just about done. We'll go ahead and finalize a few. Oops, made a little mistake there. Let's get rid of that. A little shading under here. Same thing on this side. Let's kind of finish that up. A little bit of shadow. Just helps give it a little bit more depth. Then what we need to do is, as we go around here, we're going to clean up these lines. Decide whether or not we're going to... There we go. We're going to put a little more fur around. Oh, let's take out a little bit of... There's always a little bit more cleanup to do here and there. There we go, a little more fur, round out his face. Let's tighten up his tail here. Get rid of some of these lines. Let's clean that arc up a little bit. Sometimes when you go slow, it just doesn't go right, so I'm going to try to put that line back in there a little bit better. That's better. Not exactly what I want. Let's get eraser, bigger eraser. Let's take that out. See, it's over. You gotta kind of work lines sometimes over and over again. It's a little bit harder. I try not to move the paper for you. If I was working on a flat surface with my notebook here, I would probably just spin the paper and get a better angle for my hand to work with. But right now I've got my paper up on an easel, so it's easier for the camera to see. So sometimes I make little mistakes just like we did there, and we just erase it and come back and put in a better line. Little mistakes are going to happen, so don't worry about the little ones, and you can always erase the pencil. Let's put a little shadow under him, ground him. If we don't put a shadow on him, it just kind of looks like he's floating in the air. So we got to put something to ground him, give him a little area that grounds him to that. And that'll do it. So thank you for watching, and have a lot of fun drawing, and hopefully you can draw Freddy. And always, please, feel free to post those pictures that you draw on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/KittlesFineArt, and our email at kittlesartsupply@gmail.com. All right, thanks for watching again. Have fun drawing.